and welcome back to my channel. I took a little break from my Tip Tuesdays over the Christmas holiday. We did a lot of fun projects, baking, crafts, all that kind of stuff, and it was really hectic. I also did a huge giveaway, so just didn't have any time to get Tip Tuesday videos filmed for you, but we are back in January with a whole new series for you. And I thought today would be a good day to start off with a how to beat the January blues for homeschoolers. So this can kind of apply to anyone actually, because going back to school after the holiday break can just be kind of a letdown. Holiday break is so fun, and you're doing cookies and wrapping presents and doing crafts and all that kind of stuff, and then when you have to kind of buckle down and go back to school, it's just kind of a letdown. It's not as exciting. So I just wanted to share some of my tips with you on how to get your students motivated, just to get back into the swing of things, and even how to get yourself motivated, because a lot of times I don't want to go back to doing school either. So I just have a few tips to share with you today, and hopefully they will help you out. So the first thing that I like to do is kind of do an overall clean out of our homeschool room. Now, over the break, we do a lot of crafts in here. There's construction paper and glue, and the kids are making presents, and all that kind of stuff happens in here. They just a great space. We have a nice big table in here, and so it can get kind of messy. The other thing that happens is, you know, you're in a few months into school, and all of our drawers are getting dirty, and there's just kids are kind of piling stuff in there, and it just kind of gets to be a little bit cluttered and messy. So the first thing that I like to do is just do an overall clean out of our homeschool room. It wasn't too bad this year, I'm gonna say, because really we just had to kind of clean off the desktops in the top drawer in their work boxes, where they kind of just throw everything. We clean those out. And the other thing that I'll do is get some fresh supplies, and I usually order that over the break. So if we're running low on highlighters or glue, or maybe pens or pencils or any of that kind of stuff, I'll get fresh ones so that we're ready to go. We'll get all of our pencils resharpened, just pull out all the old pens that don't work, markers, things like that, and put in fresh new ones that do work. And that just kind of makes everything fresh and new and clean again. The other thing that we do is my kids have one of these caddies in their drawer, and this is actually an expandable drawer organizer, and I got these from the Container Store. We've had them for years and years. They're acrylic, and I'll try and put a link below, but they basically have all these different little pockets in them. I'll try and do a close-up here for you as well, but they just keep all of their supplies. So we get all this cleaned out because it does end up with, like, you know, pencils they haven't sharpened, and just junk gets kind of tossed in here. It's kind of like their little junk drawer, and so we clean all those out, get all of that kind of fresh, just find all the scissors, you know, rulers, all that kind of stuff. And so we just do an overall clean out of our room. The other thing I will do is clean out our homeschool, like where they turn in all of their papers. So I used to keep all of our paperwork, and it was just kind of taking over my basement, and it's not required in our state to do that. You'll want to find out what you are required to keep. We don't have to keep their actual, like, day-to-day worksheets and things like that, and so I will usually clean that out as well. So I normally keep their day-to-day worksheets in this kind of stackable organizer, and these are just metal files, and they just stack on top of each other. I've had them for years, probably got them from like Target or Office Depot or somewhere. And when they are done with their work for the day, they turn it into me to get graded. I turn it back, we get everything fixed and all that, and then when it's done, we just put it in here. And I keep them for until this kind of gets full. So as soon as this starts getting full, then I will usually purge this and put them into the recycle bin. I do keep them for a little bit though, just in case we need to go back and look at other worksheets, or sometimes it's helpful for them to go back and look at a math worksheet and see how they did a problem and things like that. So I do keep them for a little bit of time, but once this gets full, then I just clean it all out, and I do that at the end of, right before we're getting ready to start our Christmas break. If you don't know, we take the whole month of December off, so it's kind of a longer break for us. I like to do lots of fun things, but one of the things is just get rid of all the old and in with the new for January. So I clean this out. That's why there's not very many papers in here. We've been back to school for about a week now, so there's just a few papers in here for them. So that is the other thing we do, get rid of all our old worksheets and all that. And so just an overall clean out of our room, new supplies, fresh supplies, things like that. So that's my first tip. The second tip is, if you can, maybe get a little bit of, freshen up your curriculum a little bit. Now, some of the time you can't, because certain things are year-long curriculums, like our math and history and things like that. But I will, at the end of November, try to wrap it up. So if there's a section they're working on and there's a test for it, we'll wrap all that up, take the test, just kind of close out, you know, that first portion of the year, so it's kind of done and they can just be on break without having to worry about a lot of stuff. And then when you come back, it's kind of like, okay, we're starting a new chapter, you know, so you're kind of just starting fresh. One easy way to do that is with the reading. So a lot of times I'll take, if you can see these books behind me here, those are a lot of our reading choices that they can pick from throughout the year. And I will take out all the books that I know we've kind of gone through and maybe put in fresh new books just to make it new. Another idea for that is to head to the library and just let the kids pick out a bunch of new books they want to read. And it just kind of gives them a little bit of just something new to look forward to. My kids love to read, and that is my goal for them for reading. I want them to be able to really enjoy it and love it, and also obviously comprehend it and all of those kind of things. So one of the fun things I like to do in January is, instead of having them read one of their assigned books back here that I'm kind of having them choose from, they still get to choose them, but they're books that I've chosen, I'll just throw out a random reader's choice week, and so they get to pick whatever they want. It doesn't have to be some educational book that I have, you know, dictated upon them. They can just pick whatever. And so we'll head to the library, they'll get whatever books they want, get them in their drawers, so they know they have something kind of fun and just exciting, you know, just something different from the norm for them. So it kind of makes starting in January a little bit more exciting. They get to pick out a fun book, you know, start something fresh. All right, so reading is a really easy way to kind of start something fresh. And I will sometimes do that throughout the year if I feel like they're getting kind of like ho-hum on the whole reading assignments and things. I'll let them, as soon as they finish a book, I'll say, okay, your choice for this next one, and they can just pick anything they want. My daughter will pick something like a dog encyclopedia. She likes learning about all the different kinds of dogs. My son would pick something more entertaining like Percy Jackson or something like that. So I just let them pick whatever they want, but it just kind of, they're still reading, they're still, you know, engaging in that kind of activity, but it's just maybe a little bit more exciting and fresh and new. Oh, one of the other things I wanted to mention was our IEW curriculum. We were finishing out like the first book because I was having them do more than one assignment a day just because they're a little bit older. And so we finished that one out, and we're actually starting a new book like right now, and so it was kind of a nice transition. We finished one, you know, English curriculum, and now we're kind of starting the next level of it, and so it's just something else fresh that you can do if you're doing that curriculum. So that's a good idea. Another one that would be easy to do is the All About Spelling, because they don't last all year either, and so if you can kind of finish out one and then start a new one in the new year, just kind of makes things fresh and new again. And so sometimes you just have to do it. Have them, get them involved in cleaning out their drawers, get them, you know, they can rearrange their drawers if they want. They could, sometimes what we'll do, everybody sits around my big table here, sometimes we'll swap locations, and it just gives them like a new seat with new, you know, that cleans out all their drawers, gets everything, they can put it in whatever order they want, you know, I don't care. Just something to make it just new. Sometimes we'll reorganize the homeschool room so it's just in a different, you know, format, and it just kind of makes it a little, it gives them just enough of a little motivational push to just get started again. And that's really all it takes, just to kind of get back into that groove and all those kind of things. The other thing you can do on the first day of school once you're done, and I like to do for the first day back, I usually do kind of a short day. We usually, like this year, we came back on Monday, so a lot of people had Monday off still, and I just couldn't do it with the way our schedule was. So we did do school on Monday, but we just did the basics. So they did math, English, history, and science. I let them skip everything else for that day, so they only had 4 things to do. My littlest one doesn't have history and science right now because she is in between the books, but she did all her phonics worksheets and things like that, but it was still only a few things for her. That way they know they have a short day, they kind of get the basics that I need for them to get done, and then they can kind of have a half day and then go play and all that, and it's just kind of a nice ease back into January. And if you do a half day like that, one fun thing you can do is just check out your local museum. If I'm suggesting indoor things here because it's really cold here, but if your weather is nice, then by all means get outside and do something fun. But I'll try and do maybe a half day, and then if we can, I'll try and fit in a field trip into that. So maybe we'll go to the museum and check out the new display, or you know, the aquarium, or something where we're just kind of getting out of the house, doing something special, and kicking off our January homeschool year. So those are my tips for homeschooling in January, for kind of beating the homeschool blahs, for getting just motivation back up, The other thing, so we did clean out, we did new supplies. The other thing I'll try and do sometimes is just like I do at the beginning when we're ending our summer and starting our school year, we'll just try and have something fun, like a fun dinner night to kind of close out the holiday season, maybe a movie night, you know, with popcorn and something fun like that. Or maybe a nice big, you know, kind of more extravagant than we would normally do breakfast with like pancakes and, you know, eggs and all that kind of stuff. Just to have like a kind of kickoff for the new section of the year. Just anything to kind of make it a little bit more exciting. You could go bowling, you could go ice skating. If, you know, where we are right now, it's like freezing outside. So, you know, roller skating, you can just take a field trip to somewhere. Just something fun to kind of kick off the year, the new year, I guess, and just get them kind of more like, okay, we're getting back into the swing of things. And I think after having a whole month off, like we take, it's nice to be able to get back into a schedule because everybody's starting to get bored and, you know, they're kind of starting to lay around more. It's really cold out, so it's hard for us to get out and do a lot of things right now. So that is another one of my tips. So the last thing I want to say is just as the mom, as the teacher, a lot of times I am not motivated to start either. I kind of want to stay on break and stay in my jammies and not get started. But I do have to be the responsible one and just kind of get everybody motivated and just do it, even if I don't feel like it. So having a positive attitude as their teacher is also a really important way to kind of get your kids back motivated and getting started school in January. Make it new, make it fresh, clean it up, move it around, whatever you have to do to kind of just get your kids motivated to get started again. And then just when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, just wake up that day, get everybody breakfast, get everybody dressed, get everybody ready to go and just do school. And once you get through that first day, it's kind of like the first day after summer break, you just get back into your rhythm and it's fine and everybody kind of gets going again and all of that. But you just need to just go for it sometimes and just, whether you feel like it or not, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, those are my tips for beating the January blahs and getting back into your homeschooling groove. I hope you enjoyed them. If you have any tips to share, please make sure to leave a comment below so other people can hear what you like to do to start off your new year. And thank you so much for watching this. I have more Tip Tuesday videos planned for you coming soon. So hope you guys all had a great Christmas break and I will see you next time.